My name is Emily Carter, and I'm 25 years old. I've always done my best to help my family, but somehow I never seem to be enough for them. Every month, I send $15,000 home to help my parents with bills, groceries, and whatever else they need. But they don't know it's me. They think my older sister, Jessica, is the one sending the money. And Jessica? She never corrects them. I don't know why I let it go on for so long. Maybe I just wanted to avoid another fight. Maybe a part of me hoped that, one day, they would realize the truth on their own. But tonight, as we sit around the dinner table, my mother does what she always does, praises Jessica. "You are such a wonderful daughter, Jessica," she says, beaming. "You always take care of us. Sending money every month, never forgetting us, never being selfish like some people." I grip my fork tightly, my appetite gone. Jessica, sitting across from me, smiles, but doesn't say a word. She won't admit the truth because she loves the attention. I take a deep breath, my heart pounding. "I sent the money," I say quietly. The room falls silent. My father, who had been eating without care, suddenly looks up. My mother's face twists in confusion. "What did you say?" she asks. I repeat, louder this time. "I'm the one who has been sending the money. Not Jessica." It was never Jessica. For a second, I think they'll finally see me, finally understand. But my dad slams his hand on the table. "Shut up," he yells. "Stop trying to steal your sister's success. Why do you always need attention?" My heart sinks. Jessica still says nothing. I wait for my mother to defend me, to say something, anything, that will make this better. But she just shakes her head and sighs. "Why would you lie like that, Emily?" she says. "Jessica has always been the responsible one." I feel something inside me break. I don't argue. I don't cry. I just sit there, staring at the people who are supposed to love me. And that night I make a decision. I will stop sending money. Let's see what happens when the truth comes out on its own. For the first time in 2 years, I don't send the money. No transfer. No anonymous deposit. Nothing. I wait. The first week, nothing changes. My parents are still acting the same, praising Jessica, ignoring me, treating me like the extra piece in the family. The second week, I notice little things. My mother seems more stressed. My father sighs more often. Jessica avoids eye contact when money is mentioned. Then, at the end of the month, the real trouble begins. It's Saturday morning when my mother's voice echoes through the house. "Jessica," she shouts. "Did you forget to send the money this month?" I sit on the couch, sipping my coffee, pretending not to hear. Jessica stumbles into the kitchen, rubbing her eyes. What?" My father joins in. "The money, Jessica. It's late." Jessica swallows hard. I can see the panic in her eyes. She has no idea what to say. She stammers. My mother crosses her arms. "Did you spend it on yourself this month? You should have told us if you couldn't send it. We have bills to pay." Jessica looks at me for a second, just a second, then quickly looks away. I say nothing. The moment I've been waiting for is here. Jessica clears her throat. My job had some issues with payroll this month," she lies. "There was a problem with the bank transfer. It should come in soon." I almost laugh. She's digging a hole, and she has no way out. My father groans. "You should have told us earlier. We're already behind on rent." My mother looks at her with disappointment. "Jessica, we counted on you. You've always been reliable. I don't know what's gotten into you lately." Jessica shifts uncomfortably. "I'll fix it. I promise." But she can't. Because the truth is, she never sent the money in the first place. A few more days pass. My parents get angrier. Jessica starts avoiding them. The excuses don't work anymore. Then one night at dinner, my father slams his hand on the table. "Jessica," he snaps. "Enough is enough. We need that money. Where is it?" Jessica opens her mouth, then closes it. She has nothing left to say. For the first time, my mother looks at her suspiciously. "You are sending the money, right?" she asks slowly. Jessica looks down at her plate. Silence. Heavy. Awkward. Then, my mother turns her gaze to me. I meet her eyes without fear. Emily, she says, her voice uncertain. Did you have anything to do with this? I set down my fork, lean back, and finally speak. I told you the truth once, Mom, I say. And you didn't believe me. Jessica's face turns pale. My father's jaw tightens. And my mother finally realizes the truth. The silence at the dinner table is thick, like a storm cloud ready to break. My mother stares at me, her lips slightly parted. My father looks furious, his grip tightening on his fork. Jessica? She looks like she wants to disappear. You were sending the money? My mother asks, her voice small. I don't flinch. Yes. She blinks, processing my words. I expect an apology. I expect regret. But instead, my father laughs, a bitter, humorless sound. That's impossible, he says. Jessica has a good job. You barely make enough to support yourself. I shake my head. That's what you assumed. I have a good job too. I've been making more than enough, but I never told you because, well, why would I? You never ask about my life. My mother glances at Jessica, searching for something, some kind of confirmation. But Jessica won't meet her eyes. Finally, my mother turns back to me. Why would you lie like this? My stomach tightens. Even now, she won't believe me. I take a deep breath. Check the bank records. My mother hesitates. But then my father, still looking skeptical, pulls out his phone. He logs into their account and scrolls through the past transactions. His expression shifts as he clicks on the sender's details. Slowly, he lifts his eyes to mine. And for the first time, he sees the truth. Jessica, my mother whispers, turning to her. You let us believe it was you. Jessica finally speaks. I didn't ask her to send the money, she snaps. It's not my fault she wanted to play the hero. I stare at her, stunned. After everything, she still won't take responsibility? You never corrected them, I say calmly. You let them believe you were the one supporting them. And you took all the praise without saying a word. Jessica scoffs. So what? You were the idiot who kept sending money without asking for credit. My mother gasps. Jessica. Jessica rolls her eyes. Oh, please, Mom. Don't act surprised. You never even thought to ask where the money was really coming from. You just assumed I was the golden child, like always. For once, my mother doesn't have a response. Then, as if a switch flips, my father slams his phone down and glares at me. Why did you stop sending the money then? He demands. I frown. Excuse me? You knew we were relying on it, he snaps. If you were the one sending it, why would you just stop? Were you trying to punish us? I blink in disbelief. Punish them? I stopped because I wanted you to know the truth, I say slowly. And because I was tired of being unappreciated. My mother shakes her head. You shouldn't have done that, Emily. We needed that money. Something inside me snaps. So that's all that matters to you? The money. I ask, my voice cold. My father's face tightens. It's called family responsibility. Jessica smirks. Guess you're not as selfless as you pretended to be, huh? I feel my fingers tremble, but I force myself to stay calm. You know what? I say, standing up. You're right. I'm not selfless. Not anymore. And I'm done being your personal aita. My mother gasps. Emily, don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I cut in. I'm just done. Done with being ignored. Done with being unappreciated. Done with being used. I grab my purse and head for the door. Where do you think you're going? My father demands. I turn back and give them all one last look. Away, I say. And this time, I'm not coming back. I walk out. For the first time in years, I feel free. The cold night air hits my face as I step outside. My hands tremble, but not from the cold, from the weight of what just happened. I did it. I walked away. For years, I let them control me. I gave and gave, hoping for love, for appreciation. But all they ever saw was the money. Not anymore. I get into my car, gripping the steering wheel as my breath comes out in shaky waves. My phone buzzes in my pocket, but I don't need to check it. I already know who it is.
Mom.
I ignore the call. Then another one comes in. Jessica. I put my phone on silent and start the car. This time, I'm putting myself first. I drive back to my apartment, a small but cozy space I've barely allowed myself to enjoy. Most of my paycheck has always gone to my parents, so I've never let myself live comfortably. That stops tonight. As I step inside, I notice little things: my almost empty fridge, the secondhand furniture, the plain walls. I've spent so much money on my family, but what have I done for myself? Nothing. That changes now. I grab my laptop and start looking up vacation spots. Maybe somewhere warm, somewhere peaceful, somewhere far away from all the guilt they tried to pile on me. For the first time in years, I allow myself to dream. The next morning, I wake up feeling lighter than I have in years. But my peace is short-lived. When I check my phone, I see dozens of missed calls and texts. Mom, Emily, this is ridiculous. Come home and let's talk. Dad, you are being selfish and immature. Family is supposed to help each other. Jessica, congrats. You ruined everything. Hope you're happy. Mom, we need you to send the money. The bills are due. Dad, answer your phone. I don't respond.
Not this time.
Instead, I get dressed, make myself a real breakfast for once, and head out. Today, I'm apartment hunting. A better place. A fresh start. By the afternoon, another text comes in. This one is different. Mom, Emily, please. Your father lost his temper. Jessica is upset. We don't know what to do. Please call us. I hesitate. For years, I've been their fixer, their problem solver, their wallet. And now that I'm gone, everything is falling apart. But for the first time, it's not my responsibility to fix it. I delete the message and keep walking. That night, I sit on my balcony, looking at the city lights, feeling something I haven't felt in years.
Peace.
No guilt. No pressure. No need to prove myself. They might never understand why I left. They might never see how wrong they were. But that's not my problem anymore. This is my life. And I'm finally, truly living it.